Okay, hey there, beautiful people. Today I'm gonna do day 2 of my 30-minute game challenge. So, I changed the rules a little bit this time. I'm gonna allow what I'm calling templates, which is just like a starter layout for a game that you can use. Now, let me pull up the rules here real quick. So the 30-minute HTML5, just a sec, file open. Okay, 30-minute HTML5 single file game challenge rules. So yeah, the idea is all the code, all the CSS, everything, except for maybe some images is the one exception. The idea is that all of that is going to fit into a single file and you make a game of that. So these are the rules. There's 6 rules. Rule 1 is you can create all the images you want beforehand, but no libraries or CSS. You can use an initial template or layout. That's not more than 300 lines of code, but shouldn't have specific features for your game. So it's not like the template. The point of the template is not to let you write a full game. It's allow you to write a layout that could be used for mini games. So the first example I have here is the first example I have here is just called the tile-based game. Let's pull up the source as we run this. Sources. So there's the CSS, and here's the JavaScript. This is all it is. So you have a couple globals. Now, globals are looked down on, but I use a convention capital letter, and having some globals in JavaScript makes it a lot easier to register event handlers and such, because it can be trickier. I mean, you can do it without globals, but it's just easier to do event handlers. So, certain functions will access globals, like this click handler function, but then like the onClick function, it actually takes all the parameters. So this, let's see, from line 73 to line 26. So that's less than 50 lines of JavaScript code. We just have a basic template for rendering tiles in HTML5. All it does is when you click it, calls the click handler, which calls the onClick. This one just keeps track of the number of times things have been clicked, and once all the squares get clicked, it just resets it. Okay, so very simple code. And it can be used for, like, you could use this tile-based setup for anything from like chess to Connect 4 to tic-tac-toe to what we're gonna do today, which is gonna be a slider tile game. So yeah, if 5 minutes in, we'll get started. So we'll have to be done by the 35-minute mark here. Okay, so instead of clicks, well, let's still count clicks. Let's have an empty square. And then let's do this. For var I equals 0, I is less than 16. 15. We'll start at 1. No, we'll start at 0. I is less than 15 plus plus I tiles sub I equals I plus plus 1. The empty tile is going to be 15. Okay, and then we're going to do a 4x4 here. Let's save it. Oh, we got undefined. Then we got to do tiles sub state.empty equals okay. So on click if okay, that's right. A helper function is neighbor index 1 comma index 2. Or a equals index 1 divided by 4, or b equals index 1 over 4 math.floor. And then we're going to copy this to C and D. Okay. Var dx equals math absolute value of C minus A. Var dy equals math.absolute value of D minus B. Return dx equals 0, dy equals 1, or dx equals 1 and dy equals 0. So two indexes are neighbors if it's offset by 1 in the x direction or the y direction, and that's what the logic here does. So if not is neighbor index comma state.empty, then we return plus plus state clicks we're going to call this moves. Okay. Randomize tiles. This is sort of tricky. We could do like a randomized sort algorithm to just put them in a random order, but our remaining tiles dot slice 0. I need to look up the JavaScript splice function. JavaScript splice. Okay, var while remaining dot length var result equals that, turn result var index equals math.floor math.random times remaining dot length start delete count remaining dot splice index comma 1. Result dot push remaining index. Okay, so let's randomize our tiles. Randomize tiles like that, and we got an error. Unexpected token. Okay. What's the line number? 79. Tiles. Dot empty. Tiles index state dot empty equals index. Okay. $42. So result.length. Okay, now it's gonna modify it in place. It's fine, I guess. Okay, so we randomized the board now. It looks like it's working. It's really hard to tell if our algorithm's perfect, if every possible state is equally likely. So console.log clicked index. Let's make sure this is getting hit. Clicked 14, clicked 9. Okay, somehow we are not. This is neighbor function. Log A B C D A B C D lines 3 2 3 2. Wow. Okay, here's the problem. One one 3 0 0. Okay. Huh. Okay. That's very interesting. Zero one state dot empty. Okay. Tiles index Okay, when we randomize the tiles, the state, the empty square is not getting reset. So after we randomize tiles, for var I equals 0, I is less than 16 plus I, if tiles state dot empty equals I. Okay. State is not defined. Okay, we're still operating on the global state here. Now let's get rid of some of these log statements. And let's add another helper function. Is finished. Tiles for var I is less than tiles dot length. I not equal to -1 tile parse int tiles sub I -1 return false, return true. If is finished, alert, you won. And then we're gonna do init. Okay. Do 1. Where's our 2? Now R3. And let's get our 4 up there. Now our 5. And then our 6. And our 7. Look, our 8 is already in place. Our 9. I remember when I was a kid, I had a physical version of this game where you would slide tiles. The idea for kids today of a physical video game is probably totally unreal. Okay. 13, 14, 15. Fourteen, 15. You won. Hit timeout. Set timeout function. $600. Okay. How are we on time? Okay, we're at 20 minutes. Let's start tile. slider game. And then let's do H1 tiles game. H1 div ID equals main, and div main div main div. So our main div equals document dot get element by ID main. Okay, now we're just gonna replace all these documents body with main div, and I think there's another document body main div. Okay, so now we got a title going on. Tile slider game. Let's call it tile number game. Tile number game. Okay. 1 2 3 and then we got 4 over here. Okay, now we got 5 and 6 and then 7 and 8. We got 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Oh, it's unsolvable. I think it's unsolvable. Because I don't think you can just flip 2 tiles. Okay. So let's see, matrix parity, something like that. The parity, oh, the sign of the determinant of a matrix. So yeah, let's get rid of these annoying console.logs. How much time do we have? Okay, we have 5 minutes to fix this bug. We could completely redo our random thing to have it actually slide around the tiles, but I think that's more work. So let's do a do. Okay. Let's call function board parity. Okay, and this has to do with where the odd and even tiles are. Tiles. Okay. So we have odd. Okay, this is like actually a pretty tricky mathematical concept. Where is our unexpected token? 50? Line 50. Not okay. I don't think I'm gonna be able to figure out this math in just 2 minutes, but we'll give it a go. Parity. Return. Okay. I'm just gonna try a random equation, see if it works. So our parity equals 0. Continue. Parity plus equals I. I times. I don't know. Tiles sub I. So that is bad. Our parity. be my console.logs? I think our time is up. Yep, our time is up. So the game works, except sometimes, half the time, it's not solvable. And just my equation here made it so it's never solvable. I'm not gonna add any more code. I'm just gonna test this out because I'm curious. Okay, now 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's solvable. You won. Okay, now to really know if this was done properly, we actually have to do it a few times. I would be very surprised if the parity check worked that I programmed, because I just sort of guessed an equation off the top of my head. A little bit of an educated guess, but I actually suspect it's wrong for a very specific reason. Because the way it maps numbers is a little weird. 9, 10. $11, 12. What? It worked again? If this parity check is good. Okay. It's a 1 in 4 chance working 2 times in a row. Let's see of it just being random. I mean, after 4 times solving, I think we could call it a day. So we're halfway there. I'm just so super curious if I got this function right. And then I'll have to figure out the math later. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is super effing annoying. Ten, 11, 12. That's 3. 3 times in a row it was solvable. If we get 4 times, then I'm gonna call it a day. One, 2, 3. And let's get this 4 going up here. Five. Six. 7, 8. And 12. Okay, it didn't work. Okay, this board state is not solvable. So my parity check was bad, but that's life. I wasn't able to do it all in a half hour, and then I spent almost 10 minutes afterward just checking. Okay, so there is a little bit of a bug where sometimes the game is not solvable based on the way I randomized the board layout, which was just randomly placing squares. But other than that, I think we did pretty good for a half hour. Let's remind the viewers what we started with. This is our template. This was our template project where you just have clickable tiles and it resets them. So yeah, it's not very long. It's not a very long game, but it's a little bit fun to play.